So I'm actually very much of an introvert. I don't like being in the center of attention, I don't like being in front of large crowds, and I don't even like being in front of a camera. The funny thing is, I've actually spent a good part of my life there. I prefer being behind the camera as opposed to being in front of it. And all that to say is this project has been difficult to produce for that reason. And I'm still learning how to get past it.
Alright, are you ready, Matt?
No rush, you guys, no rush.
Cancer!
Hey, Matt, what's the card?
It was September 2008, and we had done performances before at this point. We were given the opportunity to do a performance for our church, and we were given free rein as to how we wanted to do it. We wanted to experiment with doing a performance with a light story and comedic elements. So we bought these gas masks at a military surplus store years ago, and it kind of became our thing.
Oh, you know what song we need to sing?
To everyone outside, this was Defy Medical Center, and we were the doctors performing.
Hey, is all of you ready?
1 minute.
Hey,
Is all you ready?
Ricky.
Where's my In-N-Out burger?
Alright. Okay, so we're ready. Alright, Ricky, this is it. Alright, go. So, alright. Alright, I want to introduce yourself. Okay, we're Team Defy, and we're going to do a free running performance. And welcome to Defy Medical Center.
Matt was playing as the quirky janitor and performed some magic tricks for the audience.
And we get right back up again.
What?
We got to involve the audience and play along as if the janitor wanted to join the team.
You? You want to be on Team Defy? Should it be on Team Defy? Yeah!
All in all, we did our performance twice and everything went great. Being perfectly honest though, I was terrified the whole time. I'm scared of being in front of large audiences. Usually during the performance I can just focus on what I'm doing and block everything else out, but the minutes and hours leading up, almost every time, I feel sick from the anxiety. Our very first performance was at this place just 3 years earlier. We held a concert with some local bands, and at the time we were working on our second freerunning video named Vertigo. I had picked a song from Slow Coming Day and they actually played at that performance. We choreographed a small run of mostly jumps and vaults, and even with very few flips, I thought it was still pretty fun to watch. In high school, there was a talent show that we just decided to join for fun. We actually didn't choreograph any of it, we just set up some obstacles and played some music. My brother Ricky wasn't allowed to be a part of it, but I invited him anyways. We won 3rd place. Not bad for just showing up and randomly doing flips. We were able to hold premieres for both of our freerunning videos, Vertigo and Kinetic. There we did a few performances and got to speak in front of the audience. There were a few other small performances that we did as well. In college, Kyle and I did one last final performance with a drama group at my school.
Let it go. Let it go.
We performed it in front of a huge audience. This was by far the largest audience we had ever performed for, and I had never felt so scared being in front of others. I came to an interesting realization several years ago. There's a lot of things I feel afraid to do in public. Dancing, doing flips for attention, or just even attracting a crowd. So these gas masks we had bought, we would bring them everywhere with us. I found while wearing these gas masks, I felt socially invincible. I went to a club and started dancing in the middle of the floor and doing very poor breakdancing just because I thought it would be fun. It made me question, who would we be if we truly weren't afraid of what others would think of us? Was I being who I really wanted to be when I wasn't worried about others? Or was that just a farce? It was easy back then to create a DVD and release it so people could watch it on their own. But this project feels like I'm live, standing in front of an audience. I've had a YouTube channel for over 11 years now. I really only uploaded videos when we were doing our freerunning back when the YouTube platform was still young. At the time, all videos were terrible quality and limited to under 10 minutes. Now, everything is so high production, it's difficult being compared to other channels. For many people, it's not just for fun anymore. I haven't really uploaded anything in years, and it's kind of funny. The only video that has any significant number of views is some video I made in high school with stick figures running through a death maze. Why? Everything we filmed when I was little was so that we could watch it later. It's hard to even say if we ever intended anyone else to watch it. Making skate videos and freerunning videos were made with the intention of sharing them, but I always felt they were more for us. Performing in front of others was always difficult for me because I was performing. When we were skateboarding or freerunning, I didn't feel like I was performing, I was just doing. But the camera has a weird effect. Recording everything made everything we did feel worth it. It could be a permanent record that kept everything we did from being lost to time and memory. But now, editing the footage and knowing it'll be published can be debilitating, knowing that some number of people will see this footage for possibly years to come. This is a very personal story for me. From skateboarding to freerunning to filmmaking, who I am as a result of these passions. I always find it interesting how our passions influence our art or our performance. For example, each of us on our freerunning team had a different experiences growing up that shaped our style of freerunning. Jake, influences from martial arts and breakdancing showed up in his tricks. Kyle took inspiration from gymnastics. And for me, it was skateboarding. I loved the individuality that each of us brought to the table when we were freerunning. Each of us had our own unique style and certain tricks that we were best at in the group. My hope is with this project that it will inspire many others to go out and follow their passions. Whether it's freerunning, skateboarding, or a sport, or any other hobby you might have, go out and do it while you still can.
So here I am now sitting in front of an unknown number of people once again performing. There's a certain vulnerability that comes from putting yourself out there. Even though it isn't easy for me, I feel like our story is worth telling, even if it means standing in the spotlight for a bit longer.